Welcome to Indie Radio Newsreel. I'm Prathamesh and you're listening to the news updates for 1st August 2024. Here are the international news updates for today. 30 dead, dozens missing after torrential rain in central China. Torrential rains in China have killed at least 30 people and have left dozens more missing, state media said today. The country has been facing another summer of extreme weather. Confirmation of the deaths came the same day that the weather authorities said July was China's hottest month since records began 6 decades ago. Heat waves this summer have scorched parts of northern China, while heavy rain has triggered floods and landslides in central and southern areas. This week's downpours were triggered by Typhoon Gaimi, which moved on from the Philippines and Taiwan to make landfall in eastern China a week ago. Accused 9/11 plotters agree to plead guilty at Guantanamo Bay. The man accused of plotting the attacks of September 11 and two of his accomplices have agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy and murder charges in exchange for a life sentence rather than a death penalty trial in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Prosecutors said the deal was meant to bring some finality and justice to the case. Nearly 3,000 people were killed in the attacks in New York City, at the Pentagon, and in a Pennsylvania field. After talks with prosecutors across 27 months in Guantanamo, the defendants Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Walid bin Attash, and Mustafa al-Hawsawi reached a deal. Mexican president calls for non-intervention in Venezuela's elections. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador called on the international community to avoid taking an interventionist stance regarding the presidential elections in Venezuela. At his regular daily press conference, Obrador recommended waiting for the final outcome of the elections, which were held Sunday in the South American country. Obrador also questioned the role of the Organization of American States, or OAS, urging this US-controlled organization to stop engaging in politicking. In the name of democracy, atrocities are committed, the Mexican president warned. Now to the national news stories. Businessman who drove past Rao's coaching class gets bail. A Delhi court on Thursday granted bail to Manoj Kathuria, the 50-year-old businessman who drove his SUV in a waterlogged lane past Rao's IAS study circle in Old Rajendra Nagar last week, where 3 civil service aspirants drowned and died. He was accused of forcing a wave of water that breached the entrance of the coaching center and led to flooding in the basement. A sessions court granted him bail on Thursday, a day after the magistrate court in Tees Hazari denied him bail. The Delhi police told the Sessions Court that they have decided to drop the harsher charge of culpable homicide not amounting to murder against Kathuria. In its reply to the bail plea, police said that the main offence against Kathuria was rash driving on a public way. The 50-year-old businessman had argued in the Delhi court on Tuesday that civic authorities were the real culprits behind the flooding in the basement of the coaching centre. Rahul Gandhi meets Wayanad landslide victims. Congress MP and leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi, along with party leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, visited the landslide site at Churumala in Kerala's Wayanad. The Congress leaders took stock of the situation in the area and met the affected people. Speaking to the media after meeting people in Wayanad, Rahul Gandhi said, "We will try to help and make sure that the survivors get what is their due. A lot of them wanted to be relocated. There is a lot that needs to be done here. I would like to thank all those including doctors, nurses, administration and volunteers. As many as 256 people have died so far after 3 landslides struck Wayanad on Tuesday following heavy rain. Manipur's displaced people protest, cops take action. The Manipur police today fired tear gas shells, rubber bullets and lathi charged hundreds of internally displaced people who held protests in Imphal Valley over the government's alleged inaction on working out a plan to send them back home in the border town of More. The protesters have been living in relief camps in Imphal's Akampat after they were driven out their homes in More when ethnic violence broke out between the valley-dominant Meitei community and the nearly 24 tribes known as Kukis in May 2023. The protesters said they have been living in the relief camps under harsh conditions for a long time and want to return home, for which the government should ensure security and funds to rebuild what they have lost. Thank you for listening to Indie Radio Newsreel. For more news, audiobooks and podcasts, stay tuned to Indie Radio or log on to www.indiejournal.in. Also consider subscribing to listen to our premium shows.